Hey, what's up you guys? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Tara and I make videos about digital planning and different ways that you can get creative with your iPad. So if that sounds like something that's of interest to you, feel free to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so that you never miss a video. That all being said, let's go ahead and get into the purpose of today's video, which is going to be planning out my February setup. I am so excited to finally have my stuff together ahead of time. And I gotta say, I think it's in part due to the method that I've been utilizing. So if you would have watched my January weekly, I would have mentioned that I was trying this new thing that I learned from Rochelle in Theory here on YouTube. So basically, she was mentioning that at her work, they do things in these like 2-week sprints. And so I decided that I was going to take the goals and all the most important priorities that I had for the month and break them into 2-week sprints that I could then sort into my weekly schedule and then take them from my weekly schedule and then put them into my daily. And it has helped me like so much. So it was a last minute decision, so I have just been like writing in the margins and then checking them off as I go. But I have them like over here, and then I look at the beginning of each week and then I plan out the most important tasks, and I try to plan my Monday through Wednesday a bit heavier, and that gives me a little more flexibility to kind of fill things in on Thursday and Friday, because inevitably distractions come up or things just take longer than you expect. And so I've just been noting down any of those distractions during my weekly plan. But then I'll take all those things and I'll move them into my daily plan, for example. And anyway, it's just been working out really, really well for me. So I want to do that intentionally now, not just like as an afterthought where I write it in the margins. So that's kind of what my goal for my monthly setup is going to be, is trying to organize this in a cute and creative way that fully takes advantage of that method. So what I'm going to do here is I have already added the colors in, so you can see they're all up here. The color palette I'm going to be using today is the Hearts on Fire color palette. And so it's this one that has more of the reds and the oranges. Makes sense with the name, right? And so if you need those hex codes, I will leave them up here in the top right corner of the screen. And I did already record half of this video once before I realized I wasn't recording, so I'm realizing now that I left these on here. So basically what I did was I took my background color elements, I've got this one, and I just sized it to fit over this space. And I have another one down here, which I covered up the bottom, and then I just zoomed in really closely and I tried to get it as close to here as possible while still covering up that bottom line. It doesn't have to be totally perfect because the pen tool that I'm going to be using to outline this is going to be thicker than the lines that are already there, but you should get it pretty close if you're following along. But first we're going to start off with the highlighter, and I'm just going to take my bigger size. I've got this at, well, let's do it, yeah, the highest it goes is 7.7. So I'm just going to draw a straight line, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to tap on this and I'm going to resize it. And then we just want to get the thickness pretty similar here. Again, it doesn't have to be exact because there will be a pen outline over top, but close is good. Okay, and actually, when you resize things in Goodnotes, they make things crooked all the time. So what I'm going to do is, using the shape tool, tap on this. And come over to this side, and then we're going to straighten it out. And that solves that problem, and now we can come in with our precision eraser and then just erase away those ends. I love that sound so much. It's like digital planning ASMR. But that's how you get that straight if it's giving you problems. Just take advantage of the shape tool before you start erasing, because once you start erasing, it no longer like recognizes it as that shape. So I could just leave it like this, but like I said, I was thinking I was going to do an outline in the pen. So what I think, first I'm going to color this, and let's go with, oh, that's kind of pretty. Okay, let's go with this. I think this could be nice. I can change it later if I want to. Then I'm gonna take the pen tool at like 1.45 millimeters. And the one thing I've did is I've made sure that my fill color is off because I don't want that. And I'm just going to draw my rectangle. And then it's on my shape tool already. So what I'm gonna do is just tap and snap these into place. They look good. I'm just gonna add another line here. It's perfect. And now I'm going to come to my sticker pack. I'm just going to copy this and paste all of these and resize them until I'm happy with how they cover up the numbers. Okay, and that's pretty solid. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to color coordinate based on my sprints. So I am going to remove this because while there is enough contrast and you can read the pink, I just feel like it would be easier to read in the other colors. And so I want to make sure that, yeah, it's easy enough to read. So I'm going to use these colors, and basically the first 3 days of February are part of the sprint that's in the last 2 weeks of January. So they're going to be their own color. And then I'm going to move this down a little bit. And then I'm going to fill in the next 2 weeks in this color. So I'll just speed through that. And then for the last 2 weeks. Okay, and I kind of like this nice little gradient we've got going here. I think that looks really cute. Okay, so to keep up with this, basically what I'm going to be doing is maybe I'll try to mimic the look of the calendar. Ooh, yes. Okay, that's what I'm going to do. So let's take our lasso tool with our handwriting on, and we are just going to copy this, and then we're going to paste it. And then I'm actually going to turn images off just to make sure I don't mess anything else up. And I'm gonna line this up pretty nicely here. Okay, once that matches pretty perfectly, I'm going to come back to my shape tool, and I'm going to move this in. And then I'm gonna do the same with this line. And then I am going to come to my lasso tool again. I'm going to move this up. And I had to grab it over here because technically the eraser line still extends beyond this, even though we erased it away. So it just came up here. I'm going to grab my precision eraser in a smaller size. And then just carefully kind of erase away where I know it'll still fit there. And to make my life easier, I'm just going to move that up, use the biggest eraser, and then just get rid of that. And now I can move this here, and I'm going to add a text box with a matching font, and I'm just going to write sprints. But let's make it smaller, at least try to get it kind of close to the size that's over there. I'm not going to be super picky about it. I'm just going to turn on text boxes only and center this. And what you can do is you can tap on that text box and you can move the blue nodes here to the end and then just make sure that it's center aligned, and then it handles all of that for you. So now it all looks like it goes together, which is super fun, and I love that. So now I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my pen tool and I'm just going to take in line with this line here. And I'm just going to draw a straight line, and came off the edge a little bit. Just gonna move that in. Also, please ignore me. That's not where that sprint ends. Let's take our handwriting and move this up to that sprint. And then we've got another one, so we'll just copy and paste this. Perfect. So now when I fill these in, when I start writing, I'll just be sure to color coordinate them. But I really like this idea. I think it's going to be really helpful for me for planning out my month and what it is that needs to be done when, in a very intentional way, so it's not as messy as what it looked like for me in January. Okay, so let's move on to making this super cute. Let's turn images on, and I want to use this checkered pattern here. Grab our image tool and size this to cover everything up. So what I did here was usually there's some transparency to these washi tapes so that you can see what's underneath, but I didn't do that this time for this particular pattern. So what I'm going to do is just start layering these, and they should line up pretty perfectly. And then I'm going to do something a little weird here. Okay, I'm going to paste this again. And is that going to cover the whole space? Not quite. So I know I need 1 and 2. So I've got 2 of them here. But because I want to still have access to these links, even though I'm going to cover them up, I'm just going to lasso around these, take a screenshot, and now I've got all of this, so I'm just going to copy it and paste it above. And I just want to make sure that the sizing is like pretty exact, because otherwise it's not going to match up. And then the one thing you can do is you can go in and crop, and you can either crop to make it like more even on all sides, and then adjust the sizing again until you know that everything looks the same. And then you just want to put it in place. And now I can go in with these. Match them up. So I'm just going to resize these all a little bit more all together. Okay, and now you can see the really nice thing is I can click on any of these and the links are still going to work, which is so nice. Okay, coming back to my sticker pack, let's go ahead and grab our February, of course, with our image tool. I'm going to copy this and paste it. And you can make this nice and big. Just fit it in the center here. Ah, that's so pretty. I really like that. Okay, let's grab these and paste them. And I think I'm going to want them a little smaller, so we're just going to resize and just think, okay, yeah, that'll be a good size. So I'm going to put Happy Valentine's Day here, and then maybe like a cute sticker. The cupcake's cute. Happy Valentine's Day. Let's put these cute balloons. Like here, I'm gonna grab my image tool, and I kind of want them to be like a little angled, kind of funny. And then I'm gonna add these like, I don't know, I feel like the strings usually come out of these funny looking like bottoms. So I should have probably added them in myself, but I thought they looked funny, so. And we're just gonna kind of, yeah. And then I'm gonna take my black pen, just kind of draw the strings coming down. And I'm just gonna erase so that they like only meet up with the edge there. And I am going to, I'm thinking I'm gonna change these to the chocolate color. Now let's add in some fun decorations. Turning images back on. I just love so many of these. Okay, we're gonna grab all of these. I copy them and paste them. And we're just gonna have some fun. They're so cute. I love these stickers so much. I'm just gonna crop off part of this leaf here. And then maybe I'll crop off a little more. We're gonna crop this one too. And I'm gonna do my freehand crop this time, and I'm just gonna draw like around this side, and then I think this needs to kind of come at like an angle, sort of like that, so I'm just gonna let it go, and it's gonna do like a perfect line. And that worked out so well, I can't even believe it. I'm just gonna make it a little smaller. And this side is a lot bigger than that side, so I'm just gonna make these all a little smaller. Okay, and that's quite a bit better. I might move this one over. And that one over. Oh, that's so cute. Okay, so I'm going to grab these hearts that can be filled in, and I'm gonna use these to check off my things for the month. So I think this is actually a pretty good size too. So I'm just going to make 3 of these. And those fit there nicely. I don't even think that I'll really have 3 things to finish on these last 2 days of the sprint, but I've got the space for it at least. And then I need this color, so I'm gonna copy this and paste it. And I like to do things over here because there is that white background element that's over here, and I just don't want to have that get in the way. And also it's nice to have like a visual line that sort of guides me. Even if it's not perfect, it'll be pretty decent. So I'm gonna put 6 things. So I feel like I can focus on like 6 priorities a week. So let's see, I need some spacing here. And then I'm just gonna do the same with this more orange color. And just gonna move this over here. And this over here. So then when I do complete those things, I can just take their matching color and I can just fill them in. That'll be super nice. I love that. Okay, let's get rid of this one. And now I'm just gonna grab my image tool and I'm gonna just kind of freely play around. Okay, and I just finished up by adding in some lettering here, this cute little treat yourself quote, and just making sure I was happy with the placement of all of the stickers down here at the bottom. And you guys, I'm really in love with this. Like, I'm so happy. I'm so happy about the sprints. I think this is going to work perfectly for what I want this month. I love the way that the cherries and the February look on this checkered background. I think it's such a cute pattern. I think it looks so good. I'm really digging the ombre effect here and the fact that I'm going to be color coordinating my sprints. I think that's going to help me so much. I'm really, really satisfied here. Sometimes my monthly setups are not always my favorite. I love this. I really, really like this. Anyway, I hope that you guys enjoy it too, and I hope that maybe it gave you some ideas for your own planner. If you do use any of these stickers, please share with me on Instagram, on Patreon, Etsy reviews. However, I'd love to see photos of what you create. Anytime you guys share, it makes me so, so happy. Anyway, that's where I'm gonna leave this video. I hope you guys like this. Thank you so much for tuning in. As always, you're the best. I love you so much, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!